I'm one of the most pro-black people you're gonna meet, right?
Right.
And I understand the importance of black family and things like that. I remember I went to this printing shop. The girl at the counter, when I say this girl was so nice, I thought she liked me. She probably didn't, right? In hindsight, she probably didn't. It was probably just the white girl niceness. But in that moment, I realized this is why men fall head over heels for white women and foreign women. Because when you become so accustomed to our women, who even when they like you, they're going to look at you and talk to you and treat you like you ain't worth a damn.
What you
And
want with your big
just
head?
a
Right.
compliment from our women is, oh, you think you look good. Where you think you going? That's a compliment. So when you experience the complete opposite, there's a movie, Denzel Washington movie, Equalizer.
And tell me, who cooks for you?
I'm sorry.
Who cooks for you?
You? No?
Home, in America. Who prepares your meals?
I do.
I would love to show you the real food of Altamonte. Would you come with me?
He was probably wet in that scene. I swear. Because a lot of men were. They were like, what? This exists?
So, ladies, I have a question. And I'm laughing because my questions tend to really bring out the pit bull in people. Honey, they really come growling. But why is it that we get mad when our brothers want to date a white tea woman and we say he hate his own kind? And we'll turn around and put her hair on our head. Why is that?
Oh yeah, I want answers on this one. I'll wait. Let's get into it. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, hope you subscribe. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably seen Equalizer 3, but if you haven't, that's probably one of the best scenes, if not my favorite scenes, out of that whole movie. That actually might be my favorite Equalizer movie out of all three. Yeah, and be honest with you, since I've started traveling, I've had similar experiences as well. I don't know what is going on with the brothers lately, but y'all have seemed to become very outspoken when it comes to dating outside y'all race. Whew, man, you're gonna see what I'm talking about here in this next video, man. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
As a black man, let me tell you this, bro. The truth. It is so easy for you to get you a white woman than to get you a black woman today. Yes. Why? Why am I saying this? Because the standards black women have for black men, it is absolutely ridiculous. Let me tell you this, guys. If you're a black man, start approaching white women, bro. I'm telling you, not every other white woman is racist. Is there a racist white woman? And even the way white women reject men, it's in a respectful way. You know, oh, I'm sorry, I have a boy. Yeah. Do you see how black women reject you? Do you see how black women reject you? Nah, I said I'm never gonna deal with that in my life ever again. Nah, absolutely. Even the standards black women have for black men are way higher than the standards they have for white men. Oh yes, a white man can have the same shirt every day. That's not a problem. A black man gotta wear Gucci and Louis Vuitton. He gotta make 6 figures. He gotta be a fucking unicorn. Get the fuck out of here.
This is how white girls get stolen by black men. Yeah. He offered me Starbucks.
I caught one.
He offered me Starbucks.
I caught one.
I accepted.
Finally.
Now that last quick clip, I threw that in for a little bit of humor because I thought it was funny because she was like, he offered me Starbucks. He was like, fine. But that does goes to show you it's funny. It's even though that clip is short and funny, there is some truth to that because a black woman probably more than likely would have demanded a lot more, especially for a first meeting. But anyway, but that's also related to what the brother said as well, because you got to think he said the standards for black men are increasingly high compared to what black women deal with when it comes to other races of men. But let me say this though. Back to what the brother from We Need to Talk said, man. I really think it just comes down to femininity and just being a lot nicer, man. Other races of women just tend to be less masculine, whether it's overseas or in the United States. You're starting to see it spread around other races in the United States. And I will say it is night and day, especially over here in Thailand. Oh my God. I mean, the women here literally bow to you and say hi when they greet you. So that just goes to show you there's definitely levels. And if they do, again, if they're not interested, they're very polite about it. And it's just head and heels over the United States. So once again, showing you why passport bros exist. Guys are just craving femininity because it's just seemed to be a lost art in the United States. Let's keep it moving.
Listen, let me get to this next topic, right? um, you really tried to come for us with this topic, though.
Y'all made me tight, real tight. I'm hot, boiling.
You listen. You said that. Why do we feel the need to ask mostly black women if they are prostitutes? Explain that.
Because, all right, so I watch a lot of y'all videos. I'm binge watching, and y'all probably didn't notice, but I hit y'all up in like 2022. And it was mainly because every time a black woman, I know majority of your guests are black women, but every time they come up here and they're talking about either if it's like old girl when she was saying, I no longer date for love, I date for money, or when they're talking about like a man courting them, it's just always this Eli just sit in that chair and be real calm and say, so does that make most women a prostitute? And if you're not saying it, then it's him, And I'm just like, dang, because when I watch other videos and you say that women are hypergamous by nature, and then you say that other races they get feminist submissive women, but we also understand that those men in those other races are providing for those women. Then you talk about arranged marriages. So if the white woman is not being called a prostitute when we already know that she doesn't go to college for education most of the time. She's going to get education, but she's going to get this ring, right? We know that already. So she's looking for a man to provide for her financially and all those other reasons, but mainly financially, right? So why are we not calling Becky a prostitute? That's what I'm trying to understand. And then Indian women, most of the time, they have arranged marriages. You know that. Y'all said it multiple times. And they are hypergamous. That's why they're feminine and submissive off the rip, because they have to find a man. They're programmed like that, right? Well, raised like that. I want to say programmed. So why aren't we calling the Asian women and the Indian women prostitutes? Why is it when it's black women?
I believe any woman.
I'll answer that question for you. And really, I don't even have to answer the question for you because you answered it yourself in your own damn question. And this is a perfect example of what I mean when I tell you guys, if you let them just keep talking, they'll tell on themselves eventually. She actually kind of told on herself twice. The first part when she mentioned that, they going to school, but they going to get a ring too. That's number one. Because black women don't go looking for husbands when y'all go to college. Y'all look to get an education and a degree so that way y'all can not depend on a man. That's why y'all go. That's one major difference right there. And then number two is the fact that she mentioned, these races and other cultures of women, they're programmed, and then she wanted to switch it up and say raised to be submissive to their men and yada, yada, yada. There's number two. You answered your own question twice in one long ass rant or trying to get a question out. And you mean to tell me you don't know why? You answered the question yourself. You just don't like the fact that brothers like Eli and brothers from Daily Wrap Up Crew had the balls to say what they say. That's what it really comes down to. I'm really getting sick and tired of women coming on these fucking platforms and try to tone police everything a man say and try to reword how they ask a question or whatever, what may have you, just so that way they feel better. I'm really getting sick of that, man. I'm surprised these guys haven't gotten sick of it. And for real, that applies to all women. It's just that From black women, it stands out the most because y'all are the most masculine. Why do y'all think y'all are the least desired? Even men from other races can see it. Let's keep it moving.
So you being an athlete that made millions and millions of dollars, why do most athletes choose white women?
Because 50% of white women in college.
Mm.
It's a higher rate of white women in college than black women. So it's like if you're a professional, if you're a college player, you're going to majority be in the class with what type of woman?
White women.
You gotta really break that down and think about what he's saying in this situation. Most of your big time football schools are going to be PWI, but also, I mean, there's still black women who go to these colleges. But
Exactly, those are women going to the school, actually going to class. So you're gonna be subjective.
actually going to class.
To talking to the people who are at the school is white women. So it's like, you know what I mean? Unless you got a girl from high school who you know what I mean? Most of the black girls from high school don't go to college. Mm-hmm. So if you're an athlete, you're gonna run into a white woman because the percentage. You could Google the percentage of white women in college.
Yeah, especially at
all the big schools.
Big schools.
Yeah, exactly.
Way more white women.
The majority of white women in college. So it's like those the girls you're gonna be with, or you spending your time and seeing.
So it's not like a sellout thing. A lot of people are upset when they see that. They think like the black men are selling out, but it's not that.
I feel like you're just, that's what they're around. You're going to adapt to your environment. So,
fact. I mean, what do y'all think about this? Comment below if you agree with Antonio on this stance or if you feel like this is really just a stretch.
All my friends that are D1 athletes or were D1 athletes that are married to white women or seriously dating white women, they say, bro, my schedule for football and class is so rigorous, I don't have time to argue with the girl. Why are there mad girls in your phone? Shut the fuck up. That's exactly what they told me. My bad, y'all. I just got out of the gym. That's why I'm sweaty. The white women that they're dealing with are giving them meal prepped food on top. Bro, my friends told me on top of the meal prep food they're already getting off of scholarship. Do you guys understand? These guys are eating 6 to 7 times a day. One of my mans even told me, yeah, bro, my agent is my girlfriend's dad. That's the reason why I just got signed to the Dolphins. I said, hey, brother, you're doing something right. You're signed. 3 of my guys told me I've never had a late assignment since I was a freshman in college, and I've never typed an essay. And I said, wait, what? They said, yeah, my girl is doing it. I said, my brother in Christ, I can't compete with that.
The reason behind that is there's been so many experiences that I've had to where I've just naturally had white women or women from other cultures come up to me and just start a conversation, and it was the most pleasant conversation. So I think that where if I'm in school, if somebody who's in high school, somebody's going into college, again, we got to talk about what are their experiences. If they're experiencing mean and just nasty black women, I'm not saying it's right by any means. And then when they talk to someone from other cultures, they're nice and pleasant and they strike up a conversation with them. Why can't they're going to naturally flock to that? There's no fight for the women, for the brothers that a lot of these young ladies are saying they want. They're not willing to fight for him. The young white girls on those campuses are. The young black girls are saying, I'm not fighting for him. If he want me, he'll come to me. While the young white girls are saying, well, I'll go to him then. If you don't want him, I'll get him. So that's the thing. There's black girls on those at those PWIs. There's black women there, but they're not gonna fight for him.
And those last clips I played for you guys because that is part of the conversation that the women really don't want to talk about. And I agree with them as far as the guys being around mostly women of other races due to the fact that, especially if you're going to these big time schools like Alabama, Ohio State, those big name schools that you see in the top 25 all the time, yeah, you're definitely going to run across women of other races and mostly white women compared to black women. But the reality is that, like I mentioned earlier, black women don't really go to college trying to find a husband. And then 2, they feel entitled to those men simply because they share the same skin color, not realizing that women of all races are checking for those men, because those are rare men regardless of what skin color they are. And black women don't want to compete with those other women because they feel like they shouldn't have to, simply because y'all happen to both be minorities. But if you're not putting yourself in the position to be around these guys, or at least put yourself, put your best foot forward to try to get with these guys, what do you expect these guys to do? Especially when they seem to share the same experiences with black women that seem to be unpleasant. So you have to do what you have to do to stick out. This is why I keep bringing up supply and demand, man. I tell you, bro, it's like they don't get it, or they don't want to get it, because to them it's unfair. Yeah, tell that to all the men. Tell that, tell that to the other 80-something% of men who are disqualified from women because they're not 6 foot tall. Yeah, tell them how unfair that is, and I bet you women will get real fucking quiet. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button, because that's with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.